Hi families! There's been some confusion lately with the difference between accelerated reader, book it, and DRA. I realized that accelerated reader and book it came out close to the same time, so I'm sure there was some confusion. I really tried to be very clear and very specific in the paperwork that I sent home, but sometimes it gets confusing anyway. I know families are busy, so I thought I would make this quick video and kind of explain the three of them in a little bit greater detail. First of all, accelerated reader. I have here a library book that we got from the Thomas Edison Library here, and you'll know it's an accelerated reader book because it has the blue accelerated reader tag on it. This, I believe, is a half-point book. Again, the child is not expected to read the book, but comprehend it. Accelerated Reader program really focuses on the comprehension of what's read. So if your child is reading this book and you find that it's too difficult, then by all means take over the reading, or even I read, you read. The focus is not on the child being able to read it independently, and we certainly don't want to frustrate the child. Again, the Accelerated Reader program is a positive one that should be positive, and it promotes a love of reading. This is a program also that prizes and points are awarded to the students, and what we'll be doing is when our book buddies come in and start meeting with us, there will be a chart that comes home with your students, and that will ride to and from school, and it will have an updated point value on it. I created the graph in an effort to inform you of hopefully growing point levels as the kids are testing more and more, and also to have it serve as good graphing practice for your first graders. So another thing with AR, that was an example of a library book from our school library. But over here we have our accelerated reader tubs that I keep in the classroom. Now, there are three of them. They're divided up by point value. These are obviously the bigger point books. They're chapter books. And I have a couple of bins in those. I was fortunate enough to get a donation from a parent, and so there's quite a few of those. But then I also have here, some half-point books that are a little bit simpler and at all different reading levels that would be really good if you need to partner read with your child. I read to you, you read to me. And there's, quite a variety in here to fit everybody's interest level. Now, these are my personal collection, so what I like to do is I like to put the point value on my own collection. And you can see we've got decimal and fraction. I thought that was important because later on in the year, when we start studying fractions, they'll be a little bit familiar with it because we've been doing this since the start of the year. Now, that explains the accelerated reader program in a little bit greater detail. Again, points will be awarded for this. It is a positive program, and the kids really do enjoy it. Book it. Book it is going to be different. Book it is different in that the main reward is the free pizza coupon that you get from Pizza Hut. For Book It, there's just a simple form that you keep in a great spot on the refrigerator, a corkboard, somewhere where you can keep track. Because for every 20 minutes that your student reads, they're to color in a shape on the Book It form. And this runs all the way through until March. So there's 6 good months of this good reading practice. It encourages the kids to really be reading each night. I know we can't read every night, but encouraging them to read. And they are the ones who have to be doing the reading on the Book It form. I would like. again, if you're reading, I read to you, you read to me, that's fine too. But again, I would like them to be kind of taking over some of the ownership with those books. Now, Mrs. Krantz, can we sort of have books serve a double duty? Absolutely. If you get an accelerated reader book from the library or one of mine out of my personal collection, definitely color it in on your bookage sheet because it was a book that you and your child had read. Bookage sheets are due at the end of every month. So then once those are all turned in, then I issue your student a pizza coupon, which is really kind of cool. The kids like getting together and having pizza parties and using that coupon, so that's fun. What else? DRA. DRA is a little bit confusing. I have a DRA kit here in my classroom that I have been using with your students to figure out their good fit reading level. It's important for the children to know what level they're reading at. Basically, all the DRA is are these little paper booklets. On the back you can see this is a level 12. And if the student can read this book with a 90% accuracy, and comprehension factors and fluency factors into it too. But for the most part, if there's a 90% accuracy, then we know that that is a good fit level, or the students, I'll even take them up a level higher. And this is the form that I like to use that shows the leveling correlation chart. Obviously, by the end of first grade, our goal is a level 16. I like to push the kids a little bit higher up into the 18 level. Obviously, we have some summer slide, but then they'll be ready for second grade. But a level 16 is our goal. And the kids are all at different levels, and I really try hard to have them see that goal and really work toward that goal. We have some students who are higher than that goal. We have some students who are lower than that goal, but that is where we're all striving to be at least by the end of the year. So DRA. Now in our class library, we've had some awesome parents come in and actually level these books for us. This was a huge help to the students because now they know that if they read at, let's say, that level 16, they can come over here to the classroom library and they can look at the upper corner. They can see that this is an 18. It's going to be a little bit more difficult than what's at their reading level, but they'll be able to decode and use the good strategies taught to be able to read this with just a little bit of help. A 12 is obviously a little bit lower, so possibly they're choosing this book for working on fluency, reading as quickly as we speak. But they shouldn't have too much difficulty, obviously, with this book. A 14 is right around a 16 level, so this would also be a good choice for the students. However, a level 50, not a good choice. Too high, too hard. A level 8, way too easy. So you can see that I've got quite an arrangement in here, various reading levels, and we don't have our nonfiction books quite yet leveled, but we're working on that. It takes quite a while. If you go to scholastic.com/bookwizard, that is a link that I did put on the proto page under the reading tab, I believe. If you go on there and you see, you have a lot of books in your own classroom or your own personal home library, and you want to level them as well, so your child has a ton of different books at different levels in which to read, I highly recommend that, because the more we can get the students reading at their good fit level, the better. If you have any further questions, please by all means ask me. Let me know what your concerns are. Obviously, if we're both working here and at home on your child's reading levels, we're only going to see success. And your student will appreciate and benefit as well. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it helped, and have a great day.